Hi, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 492, and we are live in Southwest Florida in my studio tonight. If you're joining me live, please say hello. If you have questions for me, please also feel welcome to comment with that. And if you end up watching the recorded version, please always feel welcome to comment there as well. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining live. Good evening. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? Has to be Thursday, yeah. Hi, Naomi and Freezabee and Barbara and Janet and Lisa. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Hi, Naughty Little Skane and Dee Dee and Jill and Enid and Christine. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. We're on episode 492. Hi, Carol and Julie and Sandshell. Thanks for joining live, everybody. So happy to have you here. Thanks, Carrie and Geraldine. Thank you, Jill. I'm going to be talking about my scarf in a few minutes. Hi, Donna. I am super duper excited to show it to you guys. It is the second version that I quickly whipped up of the Trinity shawl. So the new PDF stitch tutorial that's available right now is for the treble crochet, and so similar to the other amazing stitch tutorials that I've been releasing, it's going to come with charts and written instructions to teach you how to do 7 different shapes within the stitch. So for $3.99 you'll get the entire PDF download that will teach you how to make a hexagon and a circle and a rectangle and a square, and then how to work even in rounds, how to work even in rows, and then how to do a top-down increasing triangle. Not only will you learn all of the fundamentals of how to do these shapes in written instructions as well as in charts, you'll learn which rows or rounds to repeat to make them larger if you want. You get a 90 suggested project ideas with dimensions so that you can turn any of these into finished projects for gifts or for yourself. And then at the very end of the tutorial and all of them, I include one pattern, one actual project pattern as well. And this tutorial includes a top-down triangle shawl that we're calling the Trinity shawl. So this is the Trinity top-down triangle shawl done in Be So Tender yarn in 3 colors of Be So Tender yarn, and I created this really gorgeous edging with a treble version of a popcorn stitch. You'll learn all of this in the tutorial, so don't worry. I also have video tutorials here on YouTube in my crochet stitch library to show you step by step how to do all of the stitches in right hand, left hand, and in slow motion. So if you are needing a refresher on treble crochet or on a treble crochet popcorn, both of those videos are available. And then in the last couple of days, I decided I thought it was going to be important to show that this simple shawl that looks really relaxed and casual in the number 4 worsted weight cotton yarn Be So Tender could also be super dressy, super drapey, and have the ability to be something for evening or something to be worn as a scarf by remaking it in number 2 sport weight yarn or Be So Sporty yarn. And I went a step further. I'm going to take this off now so I can show you that it's the exact same shape. It's the exact same shawl done with a different sequence of stripes with 2 colors of yarn and changing the length of each stripe along the way. And then the last 2 rows, so the last row of treble crochet and the popcorn row, are worked with Be So Sporty and Be So Dazzling held together. So you've got sequins on the very bottom of the shawl. How gorgeous is that? I mean, it's a no-brainer if you need an evening shawl, but even for a pop of color to wear as a scarf like this through the cooler weather or a blah, boring gray day, how gorgeous is this for a scarf? And then you really get to accentuate all of those popcorns because they really pop off of the edge, don't they? It makes an incredible border. And then adding the sequins too, I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's so simple. This is one of the easiest shawls you could possibly make, but by changing up the stripe sequence and adding the sparkle, it is just so incredibly gorgeous together. I will be releasing the modifications to the Trinity shawl pattern in a blog post tomorrow, showing you where I changed my stripes and how much yarn I used of Be So Sporty and Be So Dazzling, but the actual pattern is included with the stitch tutorial PDF, and all of those links are listed in the video description below. What I thought might be fun tonight is I brought all of the colors of Be So Sporty and Be So Sporty Bling with me, and I brought all of the colors of Be So Dazzling yarn with me, and I thought if anybody wanted to see any of them combined, you might be able to, it might help you to pick some colors, to not only pick 2 colors for the shawl, but then pick a color of sequins to go along with the shawl. Now, does it have to be matchy-matchy? Can it be contrast? There is no wrong way to mix colors, right? You can mix a solid, you can mix a variegated, you can mix a bling yarn with a non-bling yarn, you can mix a sequin that matches the yarn, you can mix a sequin that doesn't match the yarn. There's no wrong way to do it, but how I did this one, whoops, but how I did this one was with Gentle Violet is the purple yarn, Raspberry Coulis is the raspberry pink yarn, and the raspberry or fuchsia sequin yarn happens to match the Raspberry Coulis extremely well. So, oh, you know what, I can show that to you when I pull the yarn down. Oh, I should have pulled these down. Well, let's start with these then, and then I'll pull more down as we go. Whoops. Okay, so these are the colors that I did this shawl in. Let me find my end. Here we go. So I used Be So Sporty yarn in both Raspberry Coulis and Gentle Violet, and I used the fuchsia sequence with those two and carried it with the Raspberry Coulis. Turned out really, really well. I love, love, love them together. But I think, let's see, I'm not trying to figure out what will be best here. I'll move these off to the side, and I'll pull the yarns down and name the colors. And then once they're all here in front of me, where's this going to, you're going to see more of the desk if I move it back. And then it's going to be harder for me to read. I'm going to do my best. You know that. All right, so as I pull them down, I'll name them. And then once they're all down, I will take requests for pulling colors together, and I will compare them with, match them with some of the dazzling yarns. So then we've got Lioness, or is that Golden Child? I can't remember. All Spruced Up, London Blue Topaz. I should have been lifting them up. Here we go. All Spruced Up, London Blue Topaz, Golden Child, Fire Coral, and Red Maple. Okay, and then there's no reason why you couldn't consider the bling yarns as well. So I'll pull these down. You could even consider mixing and matching a bling yarn with a sporty bling with a regular sporty, and even do the dazzling still. And the beauty of a top-down triangle shawl is you could make it as long or as short as you want. If you want one my size, you would make it the length I did. If you wanted it smaller, you'd do less rows, and if you wanted it longer, you'd do more rows. Oh dear, I don't remember the name of this one. I think it could be Stormy Morning. Let's go with Stormy Morning. It's a very, very pale, silvery gray and light lavender with the silver bling in it. So pretty. And then we've got Sunrise 08. Is that Sunrise 08? Wow, I'm going to have to open my computer. I've actually I'm at a loss for names all of a sudden. Let me double check. Let's double check. I'd hate to be wrong, so. Oh yeah, why is it not listed there? Anyway, let's see here. Is that, yeah, I've got colors here that aren't listed, so I'm going to have to double check on that. So we do have a Sunrise 07 here, and we have a Sunrise 06. So I'll double check the quantities of those when the podcast is over. Here's Chantilly Lace, which would go with any color. These are the bling yarns, and this is Flaming Foliage Bling. And here is Pink Dragon Fruit Bling. And Coyote, Be So Sporty Bling. And Lioness, Be So Sporty Bling. And All Spruced Up, Be So Sporty Bling. So I've named all of the bling colors, and I've named all of this Be So Sporty Bling, and I've named all of the Be So Sporty colors. So now the question is if anybody wants to see any of those colors combined, or if anybody wants to see what some of the sequin colors would look like next to these. Like, for example, on the, this is called Moonbeam. I had this one wrong. So with Moonbeam, this would look absolutely gorgeous with the silver, right? Lisa wants to see the two Sunrise colors together. So we've got Sunrise 06 and Sunrise 07 in bling. That would be so colorful to use both of those, my goodness. So now I can show you what some of the different sequins would look with this. I think that I think gold might be really beautiful. I think the turquoise might be really beautiful with all of these. If you wanted to go with things that match. The silver would also be pretty because you just get that bright pop of sequin. And if you wanted to go a little more contrast, I think both the green and the hot pink would be pretty as well. But otherwise, I think the turquoise, I would go with the turquoise, the gold, or the silver. So this is Sunrise 07 and Sunrise 06. So then put those off to the side. So another combination that would be pretty together would be Coyote with either Lioness or All Spruced Up. Any of those would be really pretty together. And I think these would go nice with the black and rainbow sequins, or with the gold and or the silver. I think those would all be really pretty with these. I think these might be really fun together too. The pink dragon fruit and the flaming foliage. Flaming foliage has some red and some rust and some hot pink and some berry and some orange. It's just an incredible colorway on its own. And then to pick up on some of those pinks, I think that might be really pretty to mix those two. Or you could, if you wanted to mix a bling with a non-bling sporty, I think that both, these are in sporty, not sporty bling now. This is Fire Coral and Red Maple. I think both of those look really pretty with the Flaming Foliage bling, and they look really pretty with the Pink Dragon Fruit. I think that the Raspberry Coulis also goes nice with all of these. So if you wanted to pick any, look at there's Pink Dragon Fruit bling, Raspberry Coulis not bling, all Be So Sporty yarn, and then there's Red Maple, which is not bling, Be So Sporty. Oh, let's put the non-sport, okay. These are the sporties in those red colors, and then here's the sporty blings in the red colors. So we've got and this is Be So Sporty yarn, we've got Raspberry Coulis, Red Maple, and Fire Coral. And then in the bling yarns, we have Dragon Fruit, Pink Dragon Fruit, and Flaming Foliage. And so any of these now, so looking at all 5 of those colorways, you can see how any of these would look amazing with the fuchsia sequins. Any of them would look amazing with the gold and silver sequins as well. And if you wanted to go contrast, you could definitely go with one of the other colors if you wanted contrast, but I think that these are just really spot on, and I think you could really do well with any of these. Yeah, so put those off to the side. And then we didn't go into any of our blues and greens together, so let's do that too. So we've got All Spruced Up is available in both Be So Sporty and Be So Sporty Bling. So you could alternate your stripes with bling and non-bling even, or go with London Blue Topaz with either one of those. And then I think if you went with the lime or the turquoise, either of those would be stunning. Or if you wanted to stay neutral with gold or silver, either one of those would be stunning as well. And all of these look great with the neutrals. So there's Lioness Bling on the side, and there is Golden Child in Be So Sporty, and then Coyote, which has the black and the bronze in it. All of those colors you could pick. I mean, these would all be very tonal together, and the lime looks really nice with all of those. The turquoise looks nice with all of those. The gold and silver looks nice with all of those, and so does the black rainbow. The only one that would be really high contrast would be the raspberry. The rest of these would all be very complementary. All right, so I think I've shown a bunch of combinations. Oh, and then obviously if you wanted to go into, this would be really beautiful too. What about Moonbeam and Chantilly Lace? How pretty would these two be together? That would be so pretty. And then to go with the silver sequins. Be absolutely gorgeous. Just winter wonderland. So pretty. Okay, so let's see. I will stop showing and take requests now. If anyone wants to see anything up close, I will. I know I showed a lot, but sometimes people want to see combinations I didn't show. Yes, these would be gifts, amazing gifts to make. And it does catch your breath. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how incredibly beautiful this is in person. Hopefully my photos do it justice. I did take some photos. Yeah, Chantilly Lace and Coyote. I will do that one next for sure. Very, honestly, Chantilly Lace would look great with all of them. All of them. But yes, Chantilly Lace and Coyote, absolutely stunning. Just stunning. And then depending on which color you used for your popcorn edging, I would either go with the black or I would go with the gold or the silver. Any one of those would be absolutely stunning. Thank you, Barbara. I love the Coyote too. I absolutely love it. All right, but I'm going to sit now because I know I'm not getting as many, not reading as many of the comments as I could be while I'm showing the different things, doing my show and tells. But I don't know if it really does. Hopefully my photos do it justice and you'll be able to zoom in and see things closely. But shawl is just absolutely gorgeous. And imagine when you're walking, can you see how the sequins shimmer when you move? So not only is it amazing drapey yarn that moves when you walk, but now you add those sequins that move when you walk too. Okay, I saw a request for dragon fruit and the reds, I think is what somebody said. So I didn't read the rest of it, didn't catch all of it, but I'll try. I didn't tell you guys. Okay, so if you didn't read your email yet since the podcast, I'm running a promotion from now through the weekend. So whatever you want to buy in my shop, I'll tell you in a second. We'll look at these again. So we have, in Be So Sporty yarn, we have Fire Coral and Red Maple. And then in Be So Sporty Bling yarn, we have Pink Dragon Fruit and Flaming Foliage. Boy, they're just stunning as 4 colors together, aren't they? Wow. And Raspberry Coulis. Raspberry Coulis is amazing with all of those too. Okay, actually Gentle Violet does too. So if you really wanted to go all out. So if you wanted to get like a bunch of colors like this and do like a 6-color shawl, you'd have enough yarn to make 2 or 3. So then you could make one for yourself and make 2 for gifts. And then you would just need 1 ball of the sequins for each of the shawls you made. So any of the neutrals would be gorgeous, and then obviously the raspberry is spot on, or fuchsia. Okay, so wanted to go over the promotion for you. So it's going on now through the end of the weekend, so through midnight on Sunday night. I'm going to be putting gifts in boxes depending on how much money your order is. So there's really not much you have to do. Well, one little thing you have to do. You have to pick out a free pattern. So if you spend $50 in my shop on yarn, books, whatever, if you spend $50 and you let me know, send me an email with your order number or whatever, and tell me what free pattern you want from my free PDF pattern shop on my website, and I will email it to you right away, and you get a free pattern for a $50 order. If you spend $100, you'll get a free pattern and a laundry bag, which is great for hand washing your delicates. And then if you spend $200, you're going to get the free pattern, the laundry bag, and a bottle of Wrapture. And if you spend $300, you'll get the free pattern, the laundry bag, the bottle of Wrapture, and a canvas tote, a Create, Share, Inspire canvas tote bag. So lots of deals. You don't have to do anything other than place your order. The rest of those items will just automatically come in your box when it comes to you. So you don't have to remind me, nothing like that. So for those items, they'll just automatically come in your box depending on what size your order is. But the pattern, if you could just email with your order number and tell me what pattern you want, I will send it out right away. Yeah, it's a fun promotion, and so depending on how much you want to spend, you'll get a certain level of gifts for each one. So kind of fun, and fun to get surprises, and maybe some of those items you need, maybe some of those items can be held for gifts now, because with holiday season coming, a lot of those items are great as extra gifts to go along with your handmade gifts that you'll be making for people this year as well. Whether you're going to send along a bottle of Wrapture or a laundry bag with washing instructions for what you've made and are sending to someone, or a tote bag if you're sending someone a bunch of yarn. Sue just purchased the Layers book. Well, that's under $50, Sue, so it doesn't actually apply to this promotion. But if you have other questions about orders like that, you're more than welcome to email me and we can get to the bottom of it. Chantilly blue and silver, please. Yes, that sounds lovely. So we'll do Chantilly lace, Moonbeam, and London blue topaz. Yes, absolutely beautiful. So I think you'd have a couple of choices here with which colors of sequins you'd want. Obviously silver's a no-brainer. It looks beautiful with all 3 of those. But I think the turquoise is actually very beautiful as well. I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me. And then I think for contrast, I think the turquoise or the lime might be fun as well. And maybe even gold would be fun for a contrast. But my first 2 choices would be, thank you, Lisa, would be silver and turquoise. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you for the blessings, everyone. I'm one of those people that sneezes louder than they would like to. But there's not much you can do about how loud you sneeze. So sorry about that. And then you could always go into the greens with the blues. Those are pretty too. Does anybody have any other color combination suggestions? Let's see, gold, ice pink, and blue colors. Icy pink. I don't know what you mean by that, but I can definitely pick the golds. And was that gold, silver, and icy pink? I can't remember now. I've already lost. Oh, gold, chantilly lace, and pink. I think that's what somebody said. Gold. Okay, so gold would be Lioness in Be So Sporty Bling, Chantilly Lace in Be So Sporty and Be So Sporty Bling. Then this is Golden Child in Be So Sporty Yarn. And then pinks, I'm going to guess that you mean either Fire Coral, which is a pinky, pinky orange. And then we've got Pink Dragon Fruit, which is in Bling. And then the Raspberry Coulis. So we can put the golds on either side of the pinks, and you can see how the white, creamy Chantilly lace looks on the side there too. And let's see, definitely gold would go with all of these. Could even pull in Gentle Violet in here. Gold looks really beautiful with purple as well. And gold, so the gold would look pretty with all of those. Silver would be pretty with all of them as well. And then depending on what color you did the edging in, I think the fuchsia would look really pretty with a lot of them as well. I love the Gentle Violet too. Thank you. Okay. All right. Anybody else have other color suggestions? Thanks, Dawn. Golden Child with green and gold, and I'll do both sparkles just in case, both dazzling yarns. So green and gold, we said, right? Wow, my attention span's zapping. I think that's what happens when you've been working since 6 a.m. and it's 7 p.m. My brain starts getting a little loopy. Okay, so here are the greens and the golds. And I think someone said to show the greens, and I'm going to show green, gold, and silver and blue. So here's the green sequence, and which is the lime, and then the turquoise sequence. I think they both look kind of pretty with those. And then gold and silver as well look very pretty. But then I think the person requested to see gold and lime green, and it looks beautiful with both of them. You know, you don't have to make this shawl either. Imagine doing any kind of a cowl or doing this stitch. Oh, because of, hold on a second. Okay, here's an example of what makes the stitch pattern tutorial so awesome. So you see how to do this as a top-down triangle shawl because we've added that pattern to the end of the tutorial, but you also got instructions for how to make working even in the round to make a cowl, and there's instructions in there to tell you what size you would want to make it into a cowl. So you could make a cowl out of this with those instructions from the stitch tutorial, then go back to the Trinity shawl portion of the pattern and read the edging, where you could put this edging on a cowl, and you could do this in 1, 2, 3 colors or whatever, and add the sequins to the edging. So you could do that as well. Yeah, for sure. But that is the beauty of the stitch pattern tutorials, that not only do you get the pattern and all of those examples of how to manipulate the stitch to all of those different shapes, once you look at those project idea sizes as well, you can combine it all together. Take the components of this shawl pattern, apply it to the working even in the round, refer to the size chart to know what size to make your rounds, and make a cowl from it too. So you get ideas for over 90 projects in the stitch tutorial. It really is, I think the longer you use them, the more you're going to realize how much of a resource you're really getting there. The whole thing's only $3.99. And that's an instant download. So once you order it, you get an email right away with an expiring download link. Hi, Val. Christine did a hairpin lace strip with Be So Fine and Be So Dazzling. Wow, that sounds wonderful. Anna just finished the Tasha shawl from Layers Knit Book. That's wonderful. I'm so glad. Can't wait to see photos from both of you. People have been posting photos in the Create, Share, Inspire group on Facebook. I saw Sharon Perry. Sharon posted photos of finishing the Owen tapestry blanket for an upcoming granddaughter that she's expecting. And she picked Be So Baby yarn in colors Prince and Buttercup, and it turned out really pretty. I don't know if any of you saw those photos today, but those were really nice too. Hi, Carly. Lucy saw it. Yeah, it's fun to see everybody's finished projects, isn't it? It's fun to see what colors people do and all that good stuff. Hi, Kranjeet. I don't get to the group as often as I would like to, but it is really fun to see photos when I can pop in there. Hi, Anna. And you know, the whole reason for starting the group was so that everybody that became friends here had a safe environment for getting to stay with the community and chat longer throughout the day. So I'm so glad that I was able to create the group. I don't get in there as much as I would like, but I created it as a safe place for all of you to get together and share. So it's a private group. You guys can talk, and I have lots of common sense rules for everyone to play nice. And I would like to say that over the last couple of years that we've had it, it's been 99% friendly. And anytime there's been a hiccup, I've removed people immediately. So I know some of you know that I don't put up with any BS in the group. I don't know. Is that swearing? I hope not. I just want a safe environment for everybody to have fun and be friendly together. So I feel like that's what we've created. We're approaching our 2-year anniversary for the podcast, so I'm guessing that the group on Facebook is slightly younger than that, so I'm guessing it might be 1.5 years or so. Speaking of which, we're at 492 episodes of the podcast as of tonight. We have 8 more to go, so the 500th episode looks like it will be in the evening 2 Tuesdays from now, so I'm putting together some exciting things to share with you on that night. I don't have it all mapped out yet, so not going to share much other than to say I have decided to do something special for the 500th episode. So there you go. I did not do anything small on the 100th episode. I almost didn't make it because I had car trouble. I decided on 2, 3, and 400 to just keep it simple and not do anything, but I don't know. I've been getting a lot of questions about what I'm going to do for 500, so I'm guessing that based on the number of inquiries, maybe it is a more special number and I should do something special for it. So I am going to think of something exciting for the show and for all of you. So just know that I'm working on it in the background and going to try to make it special. So yeah, we'll try to do something to celebrate. It is a great milestone, Lucy. It is a pretty big number, I guess. It's, I don't remember life without the podcast anymore. Doing anything 5 days a week, 2 years straight, certainly becomes a routine. So it's hard to remember life without having all of our wonderful conversations every day. It's hard to remember life without having this amazing opportunity to communicate with people to find out what's important about what I teach. What do you want to learn? It's one thing to like to teach, but it's another thing to teach things that people really want to learn. And so having this two-sided feedback to be able to talk about things together has just been so incredibly wonderful. And I know from the emails and letters, I get physical letters too, about how many people have improved their crafting skills because of things that I've said or done for them, and among other things. But it's just amazing to see how much impact one person can make. And it's little, it's not big impact, but it's really special to see that, just turning on my camera and doing what I do has made other people happier in their lives. And that means a lot to me. So if we've done that for 500 times, then I guess we should celebrate 500 times. I'm wondering how many of you have been here since the beginning too, because I think quite a few people have been here since the beginning. And the beauty of YouTube is that you can go back and watch all of them too. I get comments on the early ones all the time where people said, I finally went back and watched from the beginning, and I find that a lot of people have enjoyed doing that too. I'm getting lots of comments. A lot of you have been here since the beginning. Yes, that's so wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you all so much for your support and for sticking around. Oh, Melissa's been here since episode 3. Well, that's pretty early. I would count that as from the beginning for sure. Yeah, it's a little over a year and a half. December 15th will be 2 years. All right, well, we are out of time, and I still have commitments tonight. Marlon has homecoming this weekend, and we have to go get his pants from the tailor, and he bought the wrong size shirt, so we have to exchange that. We got to get him ready because the party's in 2 days, and I still have to get to the gym because I worked all day, and so I still have to go there and get all that together and get ready for the podcast tomorrow morning. So still have a busy evening ahead of myself. But thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy evening to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the show and tell with the yarns and picking colors together. If you didn't remember the details I shared about the promotion that's going on with free gifts throughout the weekend, please pop over to your email. If you're not on my mailing list, I have shared it on my blog as well, so you can get all the details for the promotion there. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.